My name is Joe Meadows, and in this video, we're going to be talking about managing the users on your platform. So with our users, regardless of which plan you're on, Enterprise or Community, or Enterprise Pro or Community, you're going to manage your users from this directory tab. Here's where you're basically going to have all the options. So we'll start with adding users. The way you add users by clicking this little three dots and pressing Add User. Here, you can add users one at a time. If you did want to import a large number of users all at once, I would invite you to use our import tool. Here, you're going to be able to either manually enter a number of names, or you can upload a CSV, TSV, or text file, and you can map those, and it's really, really seamless and awesome to use. We get great reviews. So, yeah, you can upload multiple users here, but let's just go through one user as a test. So first off, you're going to want to choose the user's tier. Here we have a pro account. So you can see here that we can either add pro users, which will have access to the full featured platform, or we can add community users. Those community users are only going to have access to submit workplace observations, but they won't affect your paid user count. If I was an admin, I could also add other admin accounts, but in this case, I am not. So, diving in, any pro user has the ability to be assigned a role. These roles are custom. They all have custom permissions. If you want to learn more about roles, there's a video on how roles are managed and what you can do to kind of keep that stuff up to date. But here, I want to choose which role or selection of roles I want to apply to my user. That might be things like their position in the company, IT administrators, whatever makes sense. Worksite. So here, again, you're going to choose the worksite. That's the primary location that employee or user works. This is a custom list. Again, if you want to learn about managing worksites, please watch that video. Final step here is just entering the user's information. So we have two paths we can take. The email path is the one we would prefer. We think that's better. Basically, what you're going to be doing there, just enter a first name, last name, email. As soon as you finish adding the user, so we'll say test user, and we'll say test123@opslock.com. Let's hope our developers haven't already used that. We press add, and then this user is going to receive an invite to the platform. And then if we go back to our user list, we'll see that that user is currently pending. So they'll show as pending until they sign in. They'll receive a welcome email as soon as you press add. And when they get that welcome email, they can click a link in the email and set up their password. Once they do so, they'll be an active user. The other path that we have, to just quickly go into it, so we'll call them test user 2. There, we can add people by username. So we have certain companies that work with us where they don't have access to the private email addresses of their employees, and their employees don't have company email addresses. So they prefer to use a username. You can see here that the username will automatically be generated based on the data that you enter. Alternatively, you can change the user to whatever you like. If we create a user by username, what we're able to do here, I got to choose a role or it won't let me move forward. What this is going to do, it's going to generate a temporary password that we can export as a PDF and share with that employee because we're not going to be able to send them an email. So they'll be asked to sign in with this username and this password the first time. Once they're in there, then they'll be able to reset their password and be off to the races. If you want to copy this information either as a PDF or to the clipboard so you can send it to them, that's it. Final note, so now we've talked about adding users. Let's talk about removing them. So if we let's go into one of these test users. As an administrator, I can come in here. I can archive the user. When they're archived, they'll be removed from the platform. They'll lose their access, and that'll be that. We would say that, in general, you don't want to be archiving users unless their employment is terminated with the company. If the employee is just going to be away for a little while or they're taking some time off, you have another option, which is that you can come in. I can't do it because I'm not an admin, but basically I'll use it with this user. We can trigger an out of office. And what that's going to do is it's essentially going to pause their account. Any user who tries to assign tasks to them, etc., is going to see that they're out of office. And additionally, their notifications will be paused. So I can come in here and you can actually manage those out of offices on your own profile. And we can actually put an end date, so it'll automatically end if we're going on vacation or whatever. So that's it for managing users. Hope this is helpful. If you do have any other questions, please let us know. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks.